Be sure to subscribe and click on the bell for notifications on future uploads. Hello everyone, so I'm Bart here, or you can call me Sully. As I continue with Happy Sulli-Days and Warner Brothers' 100th anniversary, I've got another review of a Dr. Seuss special, and this time it's directed by Chuck Jones, and it's one of my favorite Christmas specials that I enjoy every year. And with 2023 being a big one for this character, which includes a Capital One commercial, a Walmart commercial, a sequel book, a new video game, and this year being the 5th anniversary of the 2018 Illumination movie, it's no wonder he's everywhere now, and I'm enjoying every bit of him. And the original animated version is no exception. Originally released by MGM and aired on CBS on December 18th, 1966, it's Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Director Chuck Jones had made a delightful Christmas special that's based on the book by Dr. Seuss, with fun characters, a fun story, great animation, and memorable songs. The Who's of Whoville like Christmas a lot, except for the Grinch, living north of Whoville. He hates Christmas for all the noise the Who kids make with their toys, the feasts the Who's have, and the singing, which he hates most of all. Though it might be a case of his heart being 2 sizes too small, the Grinch gets a wonderful, awful idea to steal Christmas by dressing up as Santa Claus, using his dog Max as a reindeer, and filling his sleigh with empty bags. Then the Grinch went down to Whoville to steal the Who's Christmas, their presents, their food, their stockings, and their tree. Eventually meeting a little Who girl named Cindy Lou Who the Grinch lies to about the tree he's taking, and soon, by the time the Grinch is about to dump the Who's Christmas off of Mount Crumpet, he hears the Who's singing without their decorations and gifts, as the Grinch figures out that maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And all of this is narrated by Boris Karloff, who also voices the Grinch. This is my introduction to Chuck Jones, as I was into Dr. Seuss around the time, with having the original book and still owning it. And yet, while I watch it every year along with the Peanuts and Rankin Bass Christmas specials, I will admit that I was scared of Jones's Grinch when first seeing it. With the way he grimly stares at the camera, the wrinkles on his face, and especially this shot. It was the most unnerving thing I've ever seen, and even then, one of the first scares I've gotten, as it's not just a slow build-up, but he holds on that face for like 3 seconds, and it's pretty creepy. So much so that I even got nightmares from it. But nowadays, I got so used to it that I just smile whenever it comes up, as well as ahead of time knowing that it's coming up. And credit is given to Chuck Jones for giving the Grinch his green color, which is still used if in varying shades, and his inspiration for the Grinch's green color was that he used to rent cars with that shade of green. But over the years, I've grown to love the Grinch and his various incarnations, thanks to Chuck Jones's version, and he's surprisingly my favorite Christmas character no matter what origin he had, as he has a great design, a fun and relatable persona, and is a good villain who is not only the main lead, but is also redeemable. Chuck Jones's style of animation really seems perfected here than in his later Looney Tunes or Tom and Jerry cartoons, because whenever Chuck Jones comes to my mind, it's usually the Grinch. Same thing with the backgrounds by Maurice Noble. It's so unique to the special with the Seussian designs of pinks and yellows and cool winter settings in shades of blue that when the same winter backgrounds appear in Looney Tunes, I still come back to this special. And is it me, or does this piece of wire look like the Grinch's eye? But with that said, the animation isn't perfect. There's instances of repeated animations and shots which is fine, but the most jarring is the colors popping in and out sometimes, and it's pretty distracting. Not to mention that when the Grinch has a change of heart, his eyes go from red and yellow to blue and white, and yet it doesn't stay consistent in the following shots. However, the songs are pretty enjoyable and memorable, with lyrics by Theodore Geisel, aka Dr. Seuss, and music of Albert Haig. Trim Up the Tree, Welcome Christmas, and my favorite, You Are a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, sung by Thurl Ravenscroft. And again, more credit is given to the special for giving these songs and moments like the Grinch trying to stop his sleigh from slipping because they become part of later adaptations and they work fine as well. The humor of the special does get me from time to time, and there is quite many of them, with my favorites, and the ones that give me a chuckle or a small laugh, are the strawberry becoming the Grinch's pupil, Max's glances at the camera, the Who's parting way like a gate, the Grinch taking the Christmas tree like an umbrella, an ornament falling down a cliff like Wile E. Coyote in Roadrunner cartoons, and the majority of the Grinch coming down to Whoville. I even like the many names the Grinch lists of the toys, games, and instruments as examples of what noises would be. And overall, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas from Chuck Jones is as delightful and engaging as before. And while future adaptations expand and elaborate more, with Illumination's version blowing the Jim Carrey and Ron Howard one out of the ballpark for me, the original anime special is about as good as Illumination's version, though I still prefer the latest adaptation for bringing in more insight and tragedy into the Grinch and how he works. Yet, as its own, it's pretty good for its animation, retelling, songs, and bits of humor. I don't get tired of seeing it, and I still like it as much as the other adaptations. 3 Christmas Bugs Bunnies. And that is it. So thank you for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, follow on Facebook or X, support me on Patreon, and until next time for more of Happy Sulli-Days.